spending the last couple days here at the PGA show, I've been attending a lot of seminars and listening to a lot of golf industry gurus talk about, what's important in terms of growing the game, and instructors talking about their new swing techniques and equipment and swing visualizers and ball tracking and all that good stuff. And, I've been running my podcast now for a couple months, and I've learned a lot, and, just sort of documenting what you're doing every day, as I've been doing, you sort of figure things out, and I'm a big believer of just executing and figuring it out as you go. So rather than trying to make everything perfect, trying to get something out there. So like Gary Vaynerchuk says, getting stuff out there that's a 7 on a scale of 1 to 10, and doing that often rather than trying to produce 10s every day. And so that's what I've been trying to do. But I've had sort of an epiphany in these last few days about, what is it that I'm trying to convey to you guys, and what is it that I'm trying to, what's the core of my message. And so I'm here and I'm doing my podcast, and I'm doing all this stuff sort of wearing a couple different hats that are all interrelated. One is as an instructor, because I love helping people play better golf, and I used to do it full time. I don't necessarily teach at a green grass facility full time anymore, but I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy helping people at scale. So all of you guys, I love it when I hear from you and we can talk about stuff. The other way the other capacity that I'm here in is as just a lover of golf, right? I love to play, and I used to play and played a lot competitively. And if I can be a resource and share some of the experiences I've had, share the methods that sort of work for me as I got going in golf, and if that can be of help to my audience, that's what I want to do. The other capacity is as a business owner with KPI Golf, and KPI Golf is a company that is helping golf courses grow their bottom lines, helping them turn things around if things aren't as good as they envision they should be, right? So all of these things are sort of quasi-related, and so what's the common thread that sort of goes through all three of those? And here's what I found. I mean, other than, say, the 10% of golfers out there that are really trying to focus intensively, and I mean, the ones that are trying to play competitive golf, the ones that are dedicating hours a week, many hours a week, working on their game and trying to figure out what it is going to be maximizing their performance on a golf course. Other than that sort of 10% of the golf world, I don't believe that any of the 90% should be paying for golf lessons. It's that simple. If you're a casual golfer, if you're a beginner golfer, if you're a senior golfer, if you're on the fringes and you just play once a month or even on a weekly basis, and you're not executing, you're not investing a lot of time practicing, I don't believe that crowd should be paying for golf at all. Let me take that back. Paying for golf lessons, okay? So here's the thing. Golf facility, and it starts with golf facilities, and everybody here is pontificating on how to grow the game. All these national programs that are getting people into the game and helping them learn to play golf, all of them cost money, right? All of them. And so even the junior golf programs, grow the game programs that that all the movers and shakers are pontificating about, it costs money, substantial amounts of money. You want to get your family into, I have 2 kids, and you get two kids into junior golf programs, it's going to cost you $100 a kid per month. And there's a lot of other things you could be doing for $100 a month. So our message with KP, it starts with the business component from a golf ownership standpoint. Golf owners and golf clubs are really missing the boat in terms of using golf instruction as the gateway drug for people to enter their facilities, to learn the game of golf, to stay in the game of golf, and to do it for free. So rather than golf courses, which, by the way, don't invest much money in marketing, but whatever marketing budget they have, rather than magazine ads and billboards and TV commercials and these expensive options that don't produce the results that they claim to, right? People aren't looking at billboards. You're either driving the car, or if you're a passenger, you're looking at your phone the whole time, right? So billboards don't get the exposure. So anyway, rather than investing in that sort of a marketing plan, I'm saying pay an entry-level instructor. So say a second-year assistant professional, pay them $40,000 a year or whatever the salary is in your market. That's a marketing expense. It's not a payroll expense. It's not a golf instruction expense. It's not an expense at all, as any marketing expenditure should be. It's an expense, it's an investment that returns on that investment. So you pay an instructor $40,000, right? So that works out to whatever they're making every week, and they're on the lesson tee teaching 6 hours a day, and they're doing it for free. So they're able to go out into the community, meet people, invite people to your club, right? You see a family at church or at the supermarket, you bring them out to your club for free. You give them golf clinics for weeks and months on end, because that's built into your budget. And if you do the math on $40,000, it works out to like $5 for each 15-minute lesson. So you can give a family of 4 a half-hour lesson for $10 in terms of a marketing spend for the club, right? So they're on the lesson tee, they make themselves available 6 hours a day, 5 days a week. The other 10 hours are spent following up and reaching out and visiting locations and finding new blood to invite. And these are personal invitations. And this is a marketing person. This is not a teacher. And the cool part is the lessons don't need to be high tech, right? We're talking grip, stance, alignment, posture, getting people into the game who haven't otherwise considered the game, having them get introduced to your club and the people at the club, inviting them to different events and things like that at the club as they get indoctrinated into the game and into the social culture at your club, right? So that works for business owners, and that's the foundation of it. And as an instructor, and as somebody that doesn't do this for a quick win or to make money in a quick capacity, I'm doing this to help people and to build personal brand. I'm not in this to sell you golf instruction and have you pay me for the hour, right? I don't care about that stuff. And once you start doing that, you get a little more clarity on what actually works for people. And if you're a beginner, if you're a casual golfer, what works the best, it's just like going to the gym. It's just like working on learning a new language. You need more reps, you need more iterations, you need more touch points. You don't need a one-day, 3-hour golf clinic that touches every aspect of the game. You need 15 minutes a day over the course of 6 months or a year, and free golf lessons, right? Imagine you could invite that family out to your club for an initial 30-minute golf clinic for an introduction to the swing, and then they could come back every week for 15 minutes to get checked up, to hit more balls, right? And they're getting that guidance that they need over a long period of time. And that's how people will get it. That's how people will get better. That's how they'll get comfortable. That's how they'll feel great playing golf, and they'll do it for free. And by the way, when they're out there, they're going to be hitting your restaurant. They're going to feel like you've given them something, and therefore they're going to want to return that favor by way of inviting others. And it is something that we've seen. My business partner, John Brown, did this with his company, Brown Golf Management, and they've since gotten rid of it because of sort of a shorter term way of thinking. And so we're rolling this out to every one of the clubs that we're working with, where we're hiring a second tier assistant professional who's charismatic and who can get out into the community, meet families, meet people, invite them personally to the club, and that's a huge win for the club. Not on a day-to-day basis or even a week-to-week basis, but on over a year basis. It is enormous. And so for me, I don't believe that if you're a casual golfer, that investing $100 an hour on golf lessons is the best way to go. You can find all the how-to shit that you want out on the internet. You can find that for free. There's no issues with that. The thing that people have a hard time with is golf takes time. It takes iterations. It takes more. If you want to get better at golf, you got to invest more time, hit more shots, try new things, and learn more about what you're capable of and what you're not capable of. The stuff is not that complicated. You don't need to pay $100 an hour. What people are paying $100 an hour for is the motivation, the kick in the pants that they need to get out there and work on their game and try it. So figure out what you're interested in and what matters to you. Getting really good at golf doesn't matter to a lot of people, right? Just feeling a little bit confident and having fun while you're playing golf is maybe your goal, or maybe you just want to be able to hang with your buddies and just blend in. And so you don't need to spend money on lessons, ever. If that's you, you don't ever need to spend money on lessons. I will answer all your questions. You can find stuff on the internet that'll answer all your questions, but you have to put in the amount of work that's commensurate with the goals that you have. If you want to play on the PGA Tour, you better be at it 8 or 10 hours a day with high-tech stuff and really digging deep into the numbers and figuring out how to optimize your stuff. If you want to play casual golf and shoot 90, you probably got to invest a little bit of time, not much at all. Probably as much time as you spend watching Netflix can get you to shoot in the 70s, honestly. And I know it's not daylight hours, but a few hours a week. If you're a relatively young person and you got some athleticism, you could find how to stand, how to hold the club, how to aim, right? There's no mysteries to this stuff. There's no tricks. There's no gimmicks. And so my mantra for my podcast, for all that I'm doing, moving forward, everything is focused around nobody who is a casual golfer. I know there are exceptions out there, and there's always a market for people that want more. But I don't believe 90% of the golf population out there should be paying for golf lessons. Number one, it's best for the student. Number two, it's a marketing tool that golf facilities should be rolling out for free to get people out to their club, to get people into the game, and to help their bottom lines. So in those two capacities, that's what I'm working on. That's my thing. After 2 months of doing this podcast, I'm going to try to do more video, by the way. Not because I think I'm a good-looking guy or anything, but I just think it's more engaging, and I want you guys to see what I'm up to. And I started with just the podcast because it's just easier for me to roll out, But that's my thing. Free golf lessons for every one of you until you get to be a real hardcore player.